We will now look at the commonly used intelligence tests that are often used in Australia. These are the Weschler scales of intelligence. These are the WAIS, the Weschler Adult Intelligence Scale, the 4th edition. We also have the WISC, which is the Weschler Intelligence Scale for Children, likewise in its 4th edition. And we also have the WIPSI, which is the Weschler Preschool and Primary Scale of Intelligence in its 4th edition. The Weschler Adult Intelligence Scale 4, so the WAIS 4, is one of the most commonly used intelligence tests in Western countries. Weschler believed that intelligence tests should reflect a wide array of mental abilities, and his tests reflect that conviction. As you can see, the IQ is derived from a number of subtests, which largely attempt to measure 4 index scales. They are the verbal comprehension, perceptual reasoning, working memory, and processing speed. The verbal comprehension index includes 3 core subtests: vocabulary, information, and similarities. In the vocabulary subtest, you may be asked to define words or to name an object that's presented visually. For example, you may be asked, "What does repudiate mean?" The information subtest tries to tap into your general knowledge. For example, you may be asked, "On which continent is France?" The similarities index asks in what way certain objects or concepts are similar, and it attempts to measure your abstract thinking. For example, you may be asked, in what way are an apple and a pear alike? So you can see that these 3 subtests require facility with symbolic thought and language, such as knowledge of general information and the ability to comprehend and verbally express vocabulary and to deal with abstract rules and expressions. These subtests can be grouped into different domains. You can see the different subtests for working memory are meant to contain subtests that assess the functioning of your working memory. All of these factors can then be combined to be included in a full-scale IQ, which is the general, global, overall measurement of IQ that may still be used to compare individuals and groups on. In this case, the IQ scores and assessments with the Weschler tests are always constructed so the average is 100. By looking at this, you can see that there are now some important differences from the early definition of intelligence and intelligence measurement. Although there might be one global or general indicator of IQ, it's actually combined from separate domains. And part of the tests also include looking at whether there are differences across these areas. For example, whether you have a higher performance IQ compared to a verbal IQ may be indicative of having less education. So you might have a low general knowledge score on information, but you might do better with more performance-based tasks. Secondly, IQ scores are never just one single score anymore. Whenever we give a score, we actually give a range of scores to account for the fact that on any given day there may be variability from a true score.